Hey, what's up, y'all? This another episode. This is going to be Julie Harris Presents. Same person who presents you the People's Podcast. I got a very special guest tonight. We got Desi. She's an author. What would you call it? Urban fiction?
Urban fiction. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What caught my attention? I mean, I knew her as a cool person before anything, and I'm like, an author? What? Then I saw like some of the postings and some of the books and stuff, and the reaction she was getting from people. I was like, wow. Um, it's awesome. There's also some tips I want to get and everything. You can probably share on here.
Okay.
We discussed before we started that everything was at a high point. Everything was banging, and Desi, you just stopped. You just left, and we're gonna talk about that if that's all right with you.
For sure. Most definitely.
Okay. So everything seems so from my perception is only from my point of view. I mean, I wasn't. I'm not you, so
Right, right,
it
right.
it seems like you just stopped when everything was in full swing.
Definitely. There was a lot going on at that time in the book world. I had somebody who stole my work and
Oh, I remember that now that you mentioned that. Yeah, that's right.
yes, yes, yes. So um it was tough to kind of reclaim my work and be able to get those rights back to me to be able to publish it. And at that time, I basically, because of had the person that stole my books and published all my books as his own, I basically had to change my name, rebrand, and that kind of set me back in a lot of ways. I had to make a new group because I didn't know who was watching me. I didn't know if, my group on Facebook, I didn't know if these were my fans or I did or if it was him, So it's a lot that happened in that setback. It was really discouraging to me, to be honest. It was very discouraging. And then um during that time, a lot of authors were emerging on the internet in Facebook groups. And you know I noticed that the things that people want to entertain them, it got so crazy to where I was in this group, and things like pedophilia and incest and all those type of things, those were trending topics. And you know, even though I talk about things like that, I write from a standpoint of
Oh,
learning lessons.
yeah, and it's not more so that it's more classier to it. It's more class to it. It's you can it can happen. It just gives emotion to it. I would say you didn't glorify those type of things.
Exactly, exactly.
You
I
just
never.
gave a description to something, a scenario or something like that. It wasn't glorifying. It gave it more meat to it.
Right, right, right. And at that time, it was a lot of authors that, like you said, glorifying it, and I just wasn't with that. I wasn't. There's a lot of topics that was touchy and triggering, and I try to always come from a gentle space with those type of things. But it was like, I felt like I couldn't keep up with with some of the things that people wanted to read. I just
Yeah,
wasn't for it. I wasn't.
yeah, but when it comes to authors, so you get your fan base, you pretty much got them for life. That book ain't changing.
Right.
Once it's in their
Right.
possession, it's not changing.
Right.
Only thing that's going to change is hands.
Right. Right. That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true.
And you literally can say that like you an author can. I feel this is my opinion. I feel like an author can keep their they can keep their fan base better than or any other type of artist
How so?
because you put out another book. It's what people pretty much expect in stone. It's pretty much you're gonna keep them going there. Music,
Mhm.
say
Mhm.
if it's music, it's a lot of one hit wonders,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
usually it's because it's something that the market doesn't want anymore,
Mhm. Mhm.
or it's not what you put out before.
Right. 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 Believe it or not, that's kind of how it is in the book world. That's kind of how it is.
Well, elaborate because I mean I'm thinking like
Is almost like, like with the artist, you got your the last single you put out, that was a hit. You gotta top that hit now. You gotta go further, you gotta go harder, you know what I mean? It's the same concept, really.
yeah
And that
yeah
plays into some of the things that I mentioned, some of the hot topics that was trending at that time when I was really doing my thing. It was like it got too crazy. And like I had mentioned to you before, I feel like, words are so powerful. And a lot of the things I felt that I was writing about, granted, I give them all the drama, but I add lessons to it too. But it seemed like I was manifesting some of the things that I was writing about in my life because of the way that I write. I don't believe in writing a book. I believe in becoming a character and letting that character tell their story.
now see that makes more sense to me now because okay, you said things started manifesting. You actually, so basically, in a nutshell, you're writing, and then you turn into your mind state turns into that person, each character.
Absolutely.
So you literally have to go there, and it makes sense because people honestly felt like they knew these people or heard of these people.
Yeah.
Dead serious. You laughing, but you know the people was like one little passage, people were on it. I'm like, wow,
I had one of my readers, she said she was praying for she said she was praying for one of the characters. I was like, no, it's just the character. She like, I'm praying.
right.
So it got real. It definitely got
So
real.
you basically embraced a actor, like the way an actor would channel certain things,
Absolutely.
but you put it on paper.
Absolutely.
Um, me, I do the same thing except for with funny stuff,
Right.
so you can literally see it.
Right.
I would hate to imagine doing something serious like that in the mind of me because I don't want to get stuck in a certain place. That's my main thing. I don't want to get stuck there. And
Yes.
I don't want to be like I don't want stuff to manifest towards me either. And I get it now because I mean you're doing this, you're doing that, you're becoming that. And would you say it's kind of sometimes it's hard to leave that character?
Yes. Yes. Because when I create characters, in order to maintain the consistency of a character, that character has to have good qualities, bad qualities. That character has to have certain music that they like. They have a way of viewing the world in order for this character to be realistic. And so my characters were so realistic because they had full personalities. I see a lot of writers, they write and their character doesn't maintain consistency. And that is one of the ways that I manage that is by creating a whole persona. So, during a time that I'm writing a book, I'll only listen to a particular kind of music that the character likes. And it evokes emotion and feelings. And, a lot of my influences for my books it was things that I've seen in my own life. It was very therapeutic when I first started writing, but music played a major part. So yeah, I would have a hard time getting away from that when I'm done with the book, to the point where I'm like, okay, whoo, I gotta ground myself here. Absolutely.
Okay, so with that being said, grounding yourself. I'm very familiar with that tech, technical term now.
hmm
Do you think it actually helped you stepping away and grounding yourself and everything like that?
yes, that grounding yourself, that is so important, and that's for anybody in any field. And no matter what you do, that grounding yourself is about getting back to you and who you are. Because really, when stepping away from the aspect of writing, when we're around a lot of people, we have the tendency to take on and become an embodiment of a bunch of conflicting, clashing, different opinions and ideas and, and concepts. So it's like grounding yourself is all about getting back to you and shedding like everything from around you, like for example, uh you know, different people bring out different sides of you,
Absolutely,
so you
absolutely.
might have a friend, you and this friend, y'all, get into politics real heavy and you chop it up with them a certain way and you go around somebody else and it's not that you're a different person, but this is the level that you get on with them. Over here, you don't do all that serious talking. You shoot the shit. So basically it's like, who are you? Who are you? So it's like getting away from people and things, social media, TV. Those things are important. And that's really, how I ground myself. I cut myself off from everything and everybody.
Yeah, that's a good way to do. I find myself doing that before and after work, like grounding and relief. Because I mean, with you being out in the world to this day, most of the time, if you're dealing with the public, you got to be an actor or actress.
That's facts.
You
That's
know, you can't be
facts.
emotional when they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause there's so many people out here walking around as volatile, fragile. Anything can
Absolutely.
set them off. And you, in my environment, I got to be the one maintaining, my composure and
Absolutely.
patience and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And it shocks me once I learned to do that, the level of people where they would be willing to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Mm-hmm.
and you lose. You lose every time you match somebody's energy,
Uh,
especially negative.
yes. Yes. You
Because
and that's kind of what I mean, even when we're not conscious of it, we have a tendency as human beings to embody other people and their emotions. So, if you're dealing with somebody who's confronting you about something, you tend to match tone, volume, and then that's just an example,
no,
you
but
know.
I mean, it means so much out here. It's so much going on. People going through it, and I'm sorry. Um, these last 4 years, the world's
Mm.
changed drastically.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not only that, it changed the people for better
Right.
and worse. So I can't be
Right.
discouraged.
Right. 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 Exactly.
But you were talking about diving back into it with the books and everything. You thought about a way to re-enter and still save your sanity at the same time?
Gosh. Um, Honestly, I have not given it as much thought as I would like to. Um, I'm not sure if you knew, but now I'm a addictions counselor. So my job is very consuming. And so I haven't really been able to take that time to really think about it. I had some ideas and I've been feeling inspired lately, but I haven't really put too much thought into it, how I want to go about it, because I definitely don't want to um, jump in the same way I jumped out.
Okay, absolutely. And you know what? Your timing is your own timing. Even if you don't do it, you just set my mind in another direction. I think last I talked to you, you were doing that, going in that direction. You're an addiction counselor.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I find myself being that with my job. I am
Okay.
not qualified for that, and I definitely don't make your money.
Yeah, I start listening to people's problems at 5 in the morning. So yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Today, literally, somebody asked me to be their what do you call that, sponsor.
uh,
We shared a good laugh after that. I was like, "You barking up the wrong tree." And he looked at me. He was like, "I knew something when you took a minute to answer me." I was like, "Shit,
See, you're a natural counselor. You got it. You got it in you.
no, not with people I work with. No, because I'm be trying to coach you to come in. I'm working by myself. I'm gonna lose my patience. Go ahead, do whatever you do. Kill
Understandable.
yourself."
Oh, damn. Oh no, we can't be
So,
encouraging
and I'm smart when it
violence.
comes to that, though. Like he looked at, he was serious too. I was like, "Huh." We laughed very very hard after I gave him my answer.
Oh man.
I was
Mhm.
like,
That's funny.
no, yeah, what you trying to do?
Mhm. You ain't trying to be no counselor.
No, no sponsor, counselor, nothing. Who am I to give advice to?
Oh man.
It's hard enough being responsible for you and yours,
Say that. You preaching now.
and I'm not certified for none of that either. Therefore, if I'm not certified, I'm not getting that pay.
Right though. Right, right, right. We do all right.
Shit, yeah,
Nothing
I
to write
know.
home
Hell,
about.
I just want to do my job and go home. That's it.
Right, right, right.
Just don't show up fucked up. That's it. That's all I require.
So you ain't asking for too much, huh?
Not too much at all. If I'm in here working sober, everybody has to be too. And then we go home and whatever we do after that, fine.
Oh, Lord.
Sorry,
Mhm.
you laughing too hard. I'm dead serious though. He was serious when he asked me too. I was like, this motherfucker. Not me.
That take a strong commitment. That takes a very strong commitment.
And I can't even get loud in my house after 9. So what the hell I look like at 4 in the morning trying to talk to some damn body? Like, man, you gonna do it? What you gonna do? I'm tired, sleep. Let me know if you're gonna be there.
Oh,
I can cover it. Shit.
oh man.
But yeah, I mean, it was honest though, and I'm glad we could laugh at that.
Most definitely. Gotta laugh at everything, honestly.
Yeah, to keep from fucking crying.
Right though.
So yeah, doing that though, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's consuming. How do you ground yourself from that?
Um, I'm still learning, honestly. I think that what keeps me going and that, finding my center of gravity with counseling is really coming from a place of love and compassion because I deal with people that society has thrown away, and people who people who have addictions and specifically fentanyl addictions. That's the community that I serve, and
And I've
you know,
lost some clear, like recently, I lost some very, very close and dear friends.
oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. That's never easy.
No, it's not. So I'm listening. I'm listening.
But no, man, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, these the people in this community, a lot of them it's a big misconception, when it comes to heroin and fentanyl. And a lot of these people are victims of a system that, a lot of these people they started out on pain medication, pain management, and
Hmm.
back injuries and things of
Those
that
those
nature.
uh those uh those hydrocodone
Mhm.
the what do you call it? Damn.
Yep, you got it.
Um, yeah, the oxycontins,
Mm-hmm.
Vicodins,
Yep.
that all
Yep.
started it, gave it leeway, and then
Yep.
okay, you build an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say
Oh,
you build an immunity, you build an addiction.
yep. And then they cut them off. They cut them off, and now they're going for pain management, the cheapest way they can, and so they turn to heroin and fentanyl. Well, heroin, you don't see that too much anymore because it's basically all fentanyl at this point. But you know, these are people's children. These are people's parents. These people are aunts.
Husbands,
Yeah,
wives.
yeah, exactly. So, when it comes down to it, it's like I just have to go in this love place. It's some of my patients, don't get me wrong, I get frustrated with them, but for the most part, I just try to come from a place of compassion. And when you move with love and compassion, God re-energizes you. God fills your cup back up when you move from that place. So that's that. When it comes down to it, prayer, meditation, and just having a sympathetic heart. That's how I ground myself doing this type of work.
Absolutely. And then it helps you build consistency as well too. Those are major, major things to where like people wonder how you do it. It's just nothing to be. It's just to be done. It's nothing I really can say.
Right, right, right. And a lot of these people, all it takes is one person to say, you know what, I believe in you. I believe in you. I had this patient, and I can't speak too much on it, but I had this patient, and once I explained to him that the whole world has coping issues. We all deal with something, but I just validated his pain. I validated his pain, and I said, I see you and I believe in you, and I watched a grown man cry, and so it's like the community I serve, it's like they're people, and they deserve that compassion. And the world doesn't feel that they do, so it's like I feel like God really rejuvenates me to be able to do what I do every day.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm pretty sure you may or may not agree. Um, I feel like we could have been that same person, absolutely that same person,
Oh yeah.
and
Oh
then it just happened. What it just depended on what we did with those cards.
easily.
We
Easily.
could have, and nobody's perfect, but it could have been easily been in those shoes. And then who would understand? Who would be there to understand?
Exactly. Exactly.
So when I say
Um,
that, like, shoot, I ain't had a Christmas since '84. I,
mm,
um, I have I hired a Jehovah's Witness, and our simple conversation was talking like, yeah, yeah, don't get those candles for the birthday cakes and this and that. She looked at me like, I never had a birthday. I was thinking too, like, damn, me neither. Am I Jehovah's Witness? Then I was like,
ugh.
never mind. But I was just poor. But it was some clarity to what she said because you don't miss those certain type of things. Those
Mhm.
type of things shouldn't stress you out. So I'm
Mhm.
not gonna let that stress me out.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like she never had a birthday or
Right.
holidays or nothing like that. You
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So what's so scarring about that? She's
Mhm.
perfectly fine, perfectly intelligent.
Right though. Right.
Where's the scars at? Like I'm thinking like,
Mhm.
damn, I'm thinking like petty as hell. Am I that materialistic? Go back and think why the way I am. I never had anything. Yeah, I appreciate things more, but that's not bad.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, I mean,
Absolutely. No, I totally agree because I go through some things in life, and then I go sit down at my desk, and they come in, and they just pour out, and I'm like, damn, they made my problems look small as hell. Let me go thank God.
or beforehand when ain't nothing going on, thank them.
Right. Right, man. But it's just like, damn, you think you're going through something. Let somebody else, pour out and tell you what they're going through. And it just makes the things that you're going through look so small, you know. And it's not to invalidate my own issues, but you know, it, people go through some shit,
Yeah,
and
and
it,
you don't know until you're dealing with it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean that's definitely like something to think about because I mean to keep doing stuff how we're doing, we gotta stop. We gotta recreate. We gotta take a moment, take a step back
Mm-hmm.
in order to
Mm,
keep going.
right. Absolutely.
I want to say this. I know we kind of went over the time we had, but thank you. I appreciate you. Always have. You got to get the team back together, Dempsey James. You got to get the team back together.
I would
We
definitely try.
was we was on our ways to making moves, man.
I would definitely try.
Everybody got along, and everybody had their own special talent. I try to keep up with everybody.
I know, I know. And you know what? I'm here. I'm back in the city, and I've been telling myself for some time, like, man, I got to get up with everybody and meet up, and I got to set something up. And I have not done it, but I am going to. I am definitely going to because
Set.
we had a beautiful thing going.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is gonna be magical. Then where's Dizzy? Anybody heard from Dizzy? Anybody heard from her or anything? We were supposed to. Oh my god, we took pictures
I
and
pop in
everything.
and pop out.
Yeah, but yeah, try to hook something up. I'm there. Just keep me posted. And so far, you ain't been a stranger.
All right, bet,
All right,
definitely.
this has been a good one from Julie Harris presents. Desi, um, when she has a project she's working on coming out, she'll be back to promote it. If not, she could be a panelist. Um, People's Podcast. Julie Harris presents. We about to debut our first music video, coming up. Thank y'all for subscribing, paying attention, and hanging in there for all these years. I appreciate y'all. And Desi, I'm gonna dedicate this episode, like to many more, to mental health.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Always, thank you, and you did great. You're not shy.
You funny for that one.
All right, it's been real though. I hit you up in a few.
All right.
All right.